Buckets. That's the name of my boat. Buckets.
Buckets. What we get.
Not the only transfer we got from Florida. Keith Stone, too. Remember that.
Everybody who watches his show on a regular basis knows my love of the stretch four.
You know, we all make mistakes. He might have made one going to
It's
Tallahassee.
mercy if y'all don't know. Dribble to the left, cross over to the right. Hurricane to the game, many buckets for the night. Matt with the pick and roll, Melissa with the give and go. This Shally-oo, pretty girl dunking in the hole. Check the scoreboard, this what we ball for. Peep the gameplay, they want an encore. Yeah, overtime for another round. It's buckets after buckets, baby. You out of time. It's buckets. What it is, homie, it's buckets. Woo! We getting buckets. Yeah, baby, buckets.
I have no shame.
I know. That's the problem.
You guys are awesome.
What up, everyone? Welcome to Buckets. We actually didn't plan who was going to introduce the show.
I realized that as the intro was, I was like,
Yeah.
oops.
We have a different Californian joining us today because, he was invited on the show prior to us not knowing that Matt wouldn't be available. But welcome, Max of the Flo Network. Welcome,
Hello.
Max.
Hello. How is everybody?
From the inferior time zone.
I mean, the sun is still shining over there, so they got something going for them.
The sun is not shining in Florida right now, and not just because it's 10 o'clock, but last I checked, the Panthers were losing 6-1. So, Cats in 5. But we're not going to talk hockey because I'm sad. Let's talk hoops. It's been a bit. It's been like, what, a week and a half?
Yeah, it has been a while. We have new players. Things
Yes.
have happened.
We do.
How's it going, Max?
I'm chilling. Spending a lot of time over at the old folks' home with my dad. And the surgery.
How's he doing? He's
Not
recovering.
Not
We're-
actually the old folks' home, but
He's
yeah,
recovering from shoulder surgery. Shout out to Max's dad. Heal well.
yes, he is. He's hanging in. He's hanging in. So
Do we want to discuss our newest recruit before we move on to other things Canes basketball?
we can.
Yeah, sure.
I'm pulling up his stats right now. So
You
it's been a little bit, but we have not gone live since our last signee, AJ Stanton McCray of Samford.
Yep,
Another
it's not-
guard.
Well, he's kind of a guard for it. It's another wing player.
Yeah, he's like a 3. We kind
yeah.
of talked about who would be off the bench for Cleveland at the 3. This is definitely your possibility. 6'5", averaged 11.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.3 assists per game last year. Shot 44% from the field, 41.3 from 3. So that's decent. But another guy that we got that's kind of stepping up his game from, a lesser conference to power. So how are we feeling about him?
I mean, it's more depth, which we needed. I do still think we're going to play a lot of, when Cleveland goes out, a lot of our 3 guards together, and because Jaleel's going to command significant minutes, and if he that's assuming he doesn't start, right? And so where are those minutes coming from? Probably with so we're not going to limit Nigel's minutes. So they got to come from somewhere. But this is more depth, and again, I've been pretty adamant that, if we get into a situation where we're doing things like relying on Jobé for major minutes, we've screwed up, and this is preventing that from happening. There are guys at the end of the bench that if you have to play them a lot, it's a problem, and that's what happened last year. So these are all depth pieces. He'll get in there, he'll play some, but when he's if he's like a 10-minute a game guy, when those guys are actually decent, that's a big boost because in the last year they were not.
Yeah, super good. The fact that he scored almost 12 points in only 21 minutes a game is really good for bench scoring. That's something that we sucked at last year. We had no scoring off the bench, especially when Keyshawn George had to start. So he's going to be a really good value off the bench for us. We, like you guys said, we don't really have the prototypical backup point guard, right? Like the backup point guard, I guess, on the depth chart would be Divine, who's literally going to be redshirting. So you're going to see a lot of Blackman at the 2 when Nigel's, or Blackman at the 1 when Nigel's out of the game. You're going to see Jaleel Bethea at the 1 as well, a little bit as well, because we just don't really have like that traditional backup point guard. And a guy like AJ can play multiple positions. He can play anywhere from the 1 through the 3, and he can defend the 1 through the 4. He's a really solid defender. And I had mentioned to Matt, he was 91st percentile in catch and shoot scenarios last season. So one of the best in the country at that. Really good defender, extremely high steal rate, was a defensive team for his conference, really good rebounder for his size as well, and an elite shooter. So I think it was a massive pickup that kind of came in at the last second. He was committed to FAU, backed off that commitment, and I had heard that Miami was trying to get in the mix there, but I didn't see it. One, because I felt like we had kind of established a lot of those kind of backup shooting guard minutes. And that's like his primary position. And I thought if we were going to add another player, it would probably be another big. But anytime you can get a guy that isn't going to have to start and can give you valuable minutes off the bench and defend, it's a huge asset to the team.
And it's another one of those late additions where you're like, okay, like last year, Keyshawn kind of came out of nowhere, international wise. So I don't expect him to be like, okay, we're gonna throw him in the starting lineup kind of thing. But I think it's one of those things like early on in Bensley's career where you bring him in for defense too.
It also allows us to just get more, talent on the floor. Obviously, like we want Cleveland at the 3 primarily, but he can play the 4. So again, it allows us to mix and match a little bit more. And as Max said, like we did, you got to take what's available. This is a solid player that belongs in a rotation at a P4. Getting used to saying that, school. And so getting him, and then we if we could have picked any position, we would have wanted another big, but there wasn't really one available that was good enough to be Miami caliber at this point. So
you didn't want to pay Coleman Hawkins $2 million?
I mean, not my money, but if Mr. Ruiz wanted to cut that check, sure, we could have done that. But realistically, there wasn't. I mean, there wasn't another option there. But so now, you can slide if we need more, depth in the front court. Now, this gives you an option to slide Cleveland over at times and get that depth that way. So.
I think our front court depth, our backcourt depth, sorry, is really good. Considering how many people left, what Coach L's been able to do through the portal and rebuilding this team, it's a complete 180 from last offseason. Like we've literally for like 2 months have been able to talk about like a new player every single week.
Well, yeah, I mean, last year we spent all of the time trying to keep the existing roster intact as much as possible. But the other thing, though, we got a lot of mileage out of Norchad as an undersized center, and obviously made the Final Four. So like no complaints there. But it does require you to then fit very specific pieces around that. And by getting more traditional bigs now, we can kind of play a little bit differently than we were. So I mean that'll help too. Because if you're going to play Norchad at the 5, which obviously, again, in the Final Four, not complaining, that does mean that the other pieces need to be very specific when you have a center that's that small. So we're a little bit able to, play like Cleveland won't have to cover up as much if he's playing minutes at the 4 now if you have Lynn Kidd next to him. So it's just a different dynamic.
Yeah, we're a bit more conventional than we have been in the past, but we can still, with the additions we've made, we can still go small ball if we need to. But it's nice to have a few different options where it's not like it's Norchad or bust because you don't have a big who can do anything worth a damn. So it's, I mean...
Yeah, but Nwoko's going to start at Mississippi State this year.
Oh, no, he's going to be like Favor Air and be on to his third school after next season. Shout out to my guy Gary in the chat, by the way.
Well, he doesn't deserve a shout out.
Well, first of all, when did he become your guy?
Me and Gary like chit chat all the time now. Are you kidding?
You hear that, Gary? Add more emojis to her Discord.
Oh my god, there was like 20 of them or something at one point. Now it's just a bucket. What else? So
we should also shout out our colleague Jazz. Shouting out Gary.
And the big boss.
And then
Flo himself.
Yeah, Max's guy Flo. So
Gary, I'm just messing with you, man.
Ooh, me and Gary got to meet up for some Chick-fil-A. He always goes on Fridays, so I gotta add that to the wall. It's usually just YouTubers on the wall behind me, but me and Gary are gonna get a good picture of us at Chick-fil-A, and I'm gonna put it up here. Maybe I'll put it like right next to Coach L with the other goats.
Alternatively, you could go eat food that tastes good, but whatever you want.
Well, in case people were wondering why we didn't ask Max about Chick-fil-A versus Popeyes, he's not really a fast food guy. So I mean, what did you say? It would have been Chick-fil-A by default because Popeyes doesn't have a gluten-free option.
Yeah. Like I can't really vote. I'm not a fair vote on that one.
No, otherwise, we would have asked him already, and it would have been another tally for Chick-fil-A.
Look at Max respecting the integrity, unlike you, Melissa.
I was the one who said it shouldn't count. Literally backstage, I was like,
I'll never forget you tried to write Coach Meyer up there because she said
she picked Chick-fil-A nuggets.
No, hold on. She picked Bojangles,
and then she picked Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Throwaway, she's like, "Well, I guess Chick-fil-A nuggets are okay." And Melissa turns around to write it up. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me! What kind of fraud was that?" We specifically asked sandwich.
It's fine. It is what it is. So in all of some of the preseason like models for like the who finishes what in the ACC, Miami was picked third
by CBS. Yes.
I doubted myself for a second.
I'm assuming Duke and North Carolina are 1 and 2.
Yep.
It's it's crazy. We look at like the lack of having a center for Miami these past couple of years, even though Norchad he punked every center we played against. North Carolina like literally does not have a center that's done anything on their entire roster, and they've whiffed on every single center they've tried to recruit in the portal, to the point where people think that, remember the guy that we were recruiting from Notre Dame, Van Allen Lubin, last year that went to
he's going there.
They're talking about potentially having to like being forced to play him at center. He's like 6'8", 230 pounds.
I just call him Ben Lubin. We talked about him last offseason.
Yeah, like if they have to use him at center, like Lynn Kidd could literally like touch him with his finger and he'd fall over. like they have like a center on the roster, but he hasn't done anything. He's been there for like 3 years, and I don't even think he averaged like more than 5 points a game and like two rebounds a game.
But it's North Carolina and the ACC, so of course they're gonna pick.
Yeah, I got it up in front of me. It's Duke 1, UNC 2, us 3, Louisville 4, Wake 5, Clemson 6, Pitt 7, Virginia 8. That's your top 8.
Yeah,
FSU 18th. Dead last.
Well, and we'll still lose to them because it's just like that's just our curse for whatever reason.
Yeah. By the way, like the last 3 teams don't make the ACC tournament, so.
Oh yeah, because of the new.
Yeah.
Right.
So they have Stanford 16, BC 17, FSU 18.
That's
the
hilarious.
three missing.
Yeah, North Carolina's roster is really good. They just literally don't have a center. But it
And
was
Duke's
funny.
roster is all like top freshmen.
Yeah, and some portal guys they brought in. But I know, Melissa, in the Discord, somebody asked, like the basketball Discord that you're in now, someone asked, what's the equivalent of Jaden Rashada in basketball, in college basketball? And someone replied, the entire Florida State team, because they all just left and left them out for dry.
Is that in Trillies?
Yeah, it was so
Okay.
fun. I think I might still have the screenshot on my phone. It was like the funniest thing ever. It's like the entire Florida State team.
That's actually a really funny basketball chat. I just go through and read a bunch of them. It's funny. But oh, you know what we should discuss? There was no show prep today because I was watching hockey, which was unfortunate. The SEC ACC Challenge matchups were announced. And it looks like we're playing Coach Cal again, but this time Arkansas is coming to us instead of us going to Kentucky.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I got to make sure I have that off so I can go.
Who are the women are hosting too?
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Those will be on consecutive days, right?
Yeah, I got to get those dates and make sure that I'm off.
I gotta just go to Miami.
You'll be in, yeah. You got to remember to. We'll talk after. So Arkansas is basically transfer portal and players Cal brought over from Kentucky with him. So it's gonna be, for me, it's hard to say how we'd match up until I see both teams play, because it's two teams that basically none of them have played together. But how do you guys feel about this matchup? Get a little revenge on Coach Cal.
I think by default, Arkansas is probably favored just because
it's Coach Cal.
It's Cal, but hopefully it's a close game at least, and we get the dub this time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I know a single thing about Arkansas, and I'm indifferent to Coach Cal. I like that he pays players because they deserve to be paid, even if it's illegal by NCAA bylaws. So I'm in favor of that.
Also,
I'm pro cheating. I'm pro cheating.
He who should not be named also transferred to Arkansas.
What, the midget? That was years ago.
Get revenge. Revenge on Chris Lakes.
Telling you, man. He is lucky that Loyola game ended the way it does, and everyone just remembers the buzzer beater, because he was completely lost that game for us. He was terrible. Kept shooting. Took 11 shots.
Listen, he's playing professionally in French. Can we say that about ourselves?
No.
He's playing.
I'm in a different career field. I don't know what to tell you.
He's playing in some really small classification in France.
Listen, I saved a life last night, so I'd rather do that than play basketball overseas.
Yeah. No, his team is like the most random. I've never even heard of them. And my friend played he still plays overseas, but he played for a French team that was owned by Tony Parker. I have no idea who this team is. Like the name Voltaire Basket. I don't even know what that is.
But anyway. He lost us that. He's no reason that game was in range for them to hit that buzzer beater at the end. Never forget those things. Then he went and faked an injury so he could transfer. F that guy. By the way,
a lot of Canes faking injuries these days, huh?
By the way, I will note that Gary has gone with the Chick-fil-A sandwich that they added stuff to add flavor to it. Just so we're clear here. The deluxe spicy.
Literally, the deluxe is like lettuce, tomato, and cheese. It's not like they add something special.
Well, and the spicy version of it, because the OG chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, no flavor.
I enjoy the OG sandwich from Chick-fil-A. It has plenty of flavor for me. So again,
after you
again, our guests say otherwise. So leave it like that. All right.
I would just like to point out the quality of basketball we've seen played since you started writing those names on the board, and I mean, Causation's not necessarily correlation,
The one person that picked Popeyes is one of the coaches. So
yeah.
just
And
saying.
and
Gary says he wouldn't go to Popeyes regardless.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of racial undertones there that we're
Max
not going
makes
to
his
talk
own
about.
chicken sandwiches.
Hmm?
You're quite the cook, aren't you?
Yeah, I make my own.
When they added irregardless to the dictionary, I damn near lost my mind.
Irregardlessly.
So I was like, Miami has influenced the culture. Then,
When are we gonna get Gary on the show?
if supposedly gets added, then like we're done.
Let's add it. Let me reach out to my contact at Webster.
Gary and Webster.
I'm about to send Gary the link.
So there's a 2026 recruit. Now that you're allowed to like reach out to them directly, it doesn't have to be through like their coach or whatever. For basketball that we reached out to, and he is like the complete opposite of anyone Larinaga's really recruited before. He's like 6'11", but like 330 pounds.
It's like
Like-
DJ Burns.
He's like, well, DJ's not even that tall, and he probably weighed more than that. But yeah, he's like massive. He plays for that Overtime Elite High School, and he has some decent offers. I haven't really seen much of him play. It's probably just him dunking because he's bigger than everybody. But his name's Marcus Ponder with an I instead of a U, and he's literally a mammoth.
Could play O-line for us also.
Yeah, I would be really interested to see how L would use a guy like that on the team if he ended up coming to
That's
Miami.
bigger than Reggie.
Oh yeah, way bigger than Reggie. Reggie was probably like, I don't know what, Vish 270.
I don't know. He's a big boy.
He was huge.
He was also tall though, like legit tall, not like. He was what 6'10"?
Oh no, they have him listed as 6'9", 316. So
Yeah, no, because he was big, but he was also tall. Because a lot of the bigger guys are like actually 6'5", 6'6", but he was actually tall too. So
yeah,
he'll hit 3.
They had Norchad listed as 6'7", and I think he measured like what 6'5".
6'5.5" at the combine. Yeah.
It's Baylor's problem now.
No, didn't you hear? He decided he's gonna go play professional baseball in Nicaragua. He's living his youth.
That
dream.
guy is definitely gonna have one of those moments the next year. Like, how the f am I in Waco? What did I do? It's definitely coming. That is 100%.
What is all this food here that has no Latin flavor?
I mean, there are Mexicans. It's Texas, but
Yeah, but like, dude, you're talking about Miami to Waco. Like, he's like, what is all of this stuff?
There's gonna be some. I mean, I guess he did play at Arkansas State, so I mean,
by
It's
force.
yeah, I know, but so like he's been to other areas that are
I
like
know, he didn't
not
go
Miami.
from Miami to Ark. Like it was not by
Yeah.
like he didn't have like an option to stay in Miami. Like, you know what?
We did like an all-time like top 5 favorite players before he transferred, and we're gonna have to redo that because I need to take him off of my top 5.
Do you want to do an impromptu one right now with Max too? Just you don't have to commit to it. Just name some dudes.
Because I'm just because I put him as my center, and then he left, and
All right,
I'm
who's
like,
number
fuck
1?
that.
Max, go.
Dorian
This is
Gonzalez.
happening.
Oh
This
wait,
is-
wrong sport.
Really?
Oh,
Dorian would be
did you
number
see
1.
Carrier entered the portal? I'm
Yeah.
so sad. I wanted him to hit more curveballs.
Yeah.
Wait,
Max
you
Jack
mean
hit
hit
curveball.
a single curveball?
Yeah, exactly.
He still hit my favorite home run ever against North Carolina. That thing was every
Yeah,
time I'm
dang.
upset, I just play that clip because
Well,
like
Like all this
Yeah.
like past year, anytime he would hit a home run, Vish would just text me and be like, somebody threw Carrier a fastball, and I would immediately know what happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, back to basketball.
No, that one he hit against North Carolina, he literally like hit it off a frat house like 50 blocks behind the home because he hadn't played. He was injured all year, and this guy's got like 3 at bats. I'm just gonna groove a fastball, and our boy
The
unloaded
ball
on that
still
mother, and it's just like
It still hasn't hit the ground.
For
Yeah.
those of you watching who don't know Max very well, we have a separate basketball buckets chat with him in it, and then he's also on like the baseball show on the network a bunch. So
I
and
don't
he also
want to,
sends he also sends Matt random names of people he should look at.
I don't want to alarm you, Melissa, but there's also a baseball chat with Max.
Oh,
Chaz and
I told her about it.
And there's a baseball chat apparently.
Yeah, like,
I think you told me that there was a baseball chat, and I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm good. I'm in
Yeah,
enough chats.
the notes you posted today, Matt said already told us like before they actually happened. So he's
I'm
got
not in
butts.
that chat, so when I see it, I send it.
No, it's fine.
But,
so you're.
All right, impromptu.
Oh yeah, who's your favorite Kane of all time? Let's do this.
Well, didn't we just name like a starting lineup or something? I forget. What did
Oh,
we
we
do?
can do a start. We can do whatever the fuck we want. So, do you want to do a starting lineup? We'll do a starting lineup.
I was gonna be a troll and say a funny name, but I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, you can do it anyway, and it doesn't. It's not. There's no stakes here. You can make.
I was gonna
joke.
say your favorite player, Keystone, but you know.
Look, man,
That's Vicious contact photo in my phone is Keith Stone. Like, no lie. Look this.
Okay, honestly, one of my favorite Canes in like the more recent times ish. Actually, it wasn't that recent. He's like kind of in his mid 30s.
don't show my damn phone number on the
I'm
screen.
not showing
man.
your phone number. I'm just showing the top part.
I'm gonna
Just
go.
lie.
I'm
I
gonna
can't kill it.
I'm gonna go with Trey McKinney Jones. I was a huge fan of him.
I was too, especially because he wore number 4. That 2012-2013
CMJ,
team was
huh?
special. Everyone knows my favorite player is Kenny Kaji. So
I didn't know that.
I gotta hang this up. I want to get a new frame for it, but I gotta hang this up.
By the way, Max, that signature on that photo does not match the one that you'd said.
Oh, on the eBay thing?
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
It's allegedly signed by Kenny Kaji.
Okay,
we're
well,
not sure.
There's two things. There's a certificate of authenticity, and it's Kenny Kaji, who's 14.
Well, first of all, the certificate of authenticity is like handwritten.
Yeah, from when he signed it. Like, that's how those work. It's printed. You can photocopy it. That's why they handwrite this. But my guess is they're both real, and he just changed his signature because who's forging a Kenny Kaji?
Well, listen, when we get him on
every
the show, we
time-
can ask him.
Every time I sign a signature, it probably looks different. So
I mean, they were very different. Matt and I did like a side by side. We're looking. I was like, those are not even close.
that's hilarious.
I mean, everyone knows my favorite player is Tim James, so we can. That is Tim James.
Oh, we should have the retired number debate too.
It's not a debate.
It's not. Yeah.
Retire number 2. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a debate on Twitter, apparently.
Not on the show. It's not.
Yeah. No, it needs to go up there with 24 and 40. Yeah.
So wait, Max, is Trey McKinney Jones like your all-time favorite player, or is just?
That's just who came to mind when I was.
Are we doing? Wait, are we doing 5 guys? We're doing a starting 5. What happened here?
Do we want to do a starting 5?
Are we just done? Everyone named a dude.
Whatever.
Norchad is no longer my starting center. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
He's not my starting center anymore.
Okay.
Are you putting Kenny Kaji at the 5?
Nah, keep him at the 4. I'm trying to think of who I want my starting center to be.
Well, Max, you're up next, so you've got a small forward, I guess, going here.
Yeah, you got a 3.
I'm gonna go Jack McClinton then.
Jack's on mine also.
At the 1, I guess.
Too bad.
He was more of a combo guard, but you're playing him at the point guard?
Yeah, I'm playing him at the 1.
Also, there's no repeats?
No, there's repeats. What are we talking about? You
okay.
can repeat.
I was gonna say I'm putting Jack at the 1 also.
All right.
He was my first pick in our draft.
I'll put Larkin at the 1. It's gonna be another situation where my teams are way better than yours, and I get roasted anyway because no one knows those teams from the 90s. we're also still pretending Rick Barry doesn't exist, right? Because we always do that.
I could bet that we all probably would say the same too.
Is it the guy we just said to retire his number?
Yeah.
Is there a descendant? All right, that's easy. Everyone's got
Zay. What do you think, Max?
Like if I would pick Zay, I'm gonna go off brand. I'm gonna go Cam Augusti at the 2.
He played with Zay, so he kind of played the 3 when Zay was at the 2.
Yeah, well, Trey can play the 2 or the 3. Cam can play the 2 or the 3, whatever.
Didn't Matt like put Kenny Kaji at the 5?
It's
or
very
something.
possible.
For something.
He played there some.
Yeah.
But I think if he played now, he would definitely be a 5. Like, because you don't put 2 bigs in. So
Max put TMJ as his 3.
yeah, and he went McGusty as the 2. So all right, so it's Max's turn again actually, because we all have 3 players.
All right, I'm going at the 5, Mr. Konstantin Popa. He's
Wow.
He's
Going way back.
He's Israeli, man. You know, gotta add him to the team.
Plus,
So-
all the people that complain about size will love that. So
yeah, exactly, man.
Look,
You
he's
got
tall.
seven-
He's tall.
We got a 7'3" guy that played professional basketball for Maccabi over in Tel Aviv.
He also he played for the Heat a little bit too, right? Wasn't he on the roster?
He was drafted by the Clippers, but I don't think he ever played in the league.
All right, now I gotta look up Konstantin Popa.
I don't think he ever played. He was like he won multiple championships over in Israel though.
Let's see. You are correct. He did play for the Florida Beach Dogs, though. So.
What is even that?
I have no idea, but it's on his Wikipedia. Semi-professional team in Rapid City. Wait, hold on. They became the Rapid City Thrillers. Wait,
you said Florida Beach Dogs?
The Florida Beach Dogs.
Okay, so they were from 1984 to 87. They were the Tampa Bay Thrillers. Then from 87 to 95, they went to South Dakota and became the Rapid City Thrillers. Then they came back to Florida and became the Florida Beach Dogs from 95 to 97, which is when Konstantin Popa played for him. And then they went back to South Dakota and were the Rapid City Thrillers 98, 99, and then they folded.
That is so random.
You know, look at these players, though. Manute Bol. Pete Smart played there. Sidney Lowe. There's some actual guys here. Lorenzo Charles. George McLeod. I remember when he was on the Mavericks. He used to shoot a bunch of threes. Charles Smith. And hey, look. You know what's cool? Konstantin Popa made the notable players list.
There you go. I would hope so.
Vish, who would you put at your 3?
Wait, who do I have so far? I got Tim James at the 4. I got Larkin,
you got Larkin at the 1, Zay at the 2.
At the 2. Ooh, this is tough.
I know my 3.
Isn't it your turn?
Is it? I don't know.
We've been going that way.
Okay. I got Jack at the 1, Zay at the 2. I'm gonna take Matt's guy, Davon Reed at the 3. All first team defense, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like the old guy, but I'll take John Salmons at the 3.
It's a good pick.
Legitimate decade-long NBA career.
Yep. Underrated Kane. I'm gonna stretch the floor because I have Popa at center, so I think that's probably required on my team.
You got Jack at the 1 though. That's stretching the floor to your point guard already.
And Trey McKinney-Jones, who could shoot out of the ball. I'm gonna go James Jones at the 4. Really have
my classmate.
shooting team.
He was my year.
Yeah.
Lived down the hall from me freshman year. Tall as fuck. Had to almost squat to get into his dorm room. They didn't segregate athletes back then, so just lived on the same floor as me.
Yeah, they didn't when obviously my dad was there before you, but they didn't.
Yeah. Then we started doing that later. So no, he was so fucked because the dorms, everything's oversized, right? Like the beds are extra long and he still couldn't fit in the door. He had to duck down to get under. All right, Melissa, who is what are we looking for? Center?
Yeah, center. I'm thinking. I mean, it used to be obvious because of my love for the trader.
I mean, okay, we have to categorize, right? Like, he's not Blake Sear levels here. I mean, he went to he's just an it. Look, he's screwed up.
Obviously, your center is going to be Eric Swope.
He would be a no-brainer, but he's more of a 4. So
yeah, but in today's basketball, he definitely could play the 5 in college.
Who should I put at the 5? This is tough. I'm thinking. If you have your last one, you can go.
I mean, I'm debating between several. I'll probably go with Reggie just because I don't want to just pick all of the 90s Canes, but Mario Bland is probably my actual answer, but I'll go with Reggie.
I'll take Julian. Keep it with a 2012-2013 team.
All right.
And we had him on the show, so
Now we gotta wait. Now going forward, we gotta wait until they like leave the school to make sure they don't sell us out before we name anyone.
Nigel's my my sixth man.
Ooh, Nigel's a good one. I had Lark.
Sixth man.
You know what? You know what? I might. You know what? I am gonna do this. You know, loyalty matters. I'm dumping Larkin. I'm cutting him, and I'm swapping in Nigel at the point.
Ooh, I was gonna say my sixth man, but then I remembered he left us, so I can't say him anymore.
Wait, who was it? Who was it?
Lecomte.
Dude, Baylor. What is going on?
I'm gonna go Tito Horford as my sixth man. I'll bring it back.
Wow. Okay, so then Rick Barry's on the table to pick. That is that what?
I'm going 7-3 and 7-1. You know, I got to bring the height for the heightest.
I just went with a bunch of shooters and Julian.
Yeah, you know what I'll do for six man because I've dumped Larkin off, but I don't think he's actually as good as a six man. Jack, because we're like falling behind early, just put him in there. He'll drop a bunch of threes from half court, put us right back in the game.
Are you sure you don't want Guillermo Diaz? Is that a yes?
that is a no.
Hey, he's he's still playing professional basketball. He's like almost 40 probably.
Dude, keep getting those checks, man. And once you retire, they stop coming in, man. Make your money.
That's crazy. He's got to be like close to 40 at this point.
He is. He went to high school with my ex. So
yeah, he's
40.
Still playing
overseas
somewhere.
He should be hitting 40 this year.
That's crazy. What a time! What a time! Another guy that got drafted and like didn't really even play in the NBA.
The Panthers are still losing by 5. I just decided to check the score.
Yeah. Once I don't know if you saw this. It's all over Twitter now, but former president tweeted out support for the Florida Panthers, which probably led to this because everything he touched implodes immediately. So, anyway,
I know we still got 3 other chances to clinch the series, but now all the
I'm like so on the other end of that in basketball right now that like I'm just steering clear.
Literally the same thing. Like Boston,
like
shit the bed against the Mavs, and then the Panthers shit the bed against the Oilers.
If we somehow force a game 7, I gotta go.
Yeah, Vish, don't put that bad juju on your team, man. We won't even talk about it.
I mean, we're gonna lose on Monday anyway. I mean, the series is over. Yeah, we are. I'm not delusional. Like this shit's over. I haven't told them. I was like, I just don't want to get swept because everyone was shitting on Luka for no reason. But I just wanted one fuck you performance. I got it.
Yeah.
A bunch of my friends already think we're gonna lose to Cal in football because I told them I was going to that game. So
I'm not gonna lose to Cal.
But I'm gonna be there, and we all know my road record is atrocious.
So, but we've been over this, right? The reason your road record is atrocious is you don't travel to shitty teams. So, like, if you travel, it's because it's going to be at best a competitive game. So there's a likelihood you will lose that game. It doesn't mean shit. We're not going to play at Bethune-Cookman, and you're not going to go to that game, right?
That's why I'm not going to the Swamp. I don't want to be blamed.
What about USF?
I'm not going to the Swamp because I've been.
No, USF weekend, I'm going to be in Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights because it's the only weekend that's not a home game. Or Florida. So those are the only options.
Mm-hmm.
I'm undecided on USF. I'll have to fly from here and just come back because between the UF game and then the week I'm spending there to do Virginia Tech and then go to the Cal game with Melissa, like I gotta spend some time in DC. So I can't just like hang around in Florida for like all of September. So there will be a comeback here.
You did this past season, weren't you in Miami for like?
I got COVID. I got stuck. It was in February. Okay. I was supposed to come back.
Yeah, I was like, you were there for like a
I was
month.
there
It
like,
felt like
I was there for the whole freaking basketball losing streak, man.
yeah, it felt like you were there for like over a month.
No, I was because I got stuck there because it was, it's whatever, it's 10 days, and then and so by the time I got out of there, yeah, no, I was,
Yeah.
I saw the whole season implode. Actually, the day I tested positive for COVID, the next day was when we played Virginia Tech at home. I was going to be at that game, didn't go because obviously I was COVID. That was our last win, and then I just exposed myself to filth.
Yeah.
For the rest including those assholes came up here to play the ACC tournament. So I was like, I'm gonna get away from them. They come here to lose. Just unbelievable.
Poor Matt flew across the country for that too.
Well,
After he broke his ankle.
Yeah. He did the tourist thing though. He's all on DC. DC's a good place to visit. So. But yeah, the basketball was like a footnote. Originally, that was like the point.
Needless to say, we should have a better season than last season.
I mean, if we don't, we're gonna miss the ACC tournament. So,
do you think we can finish third in the ACC?
if Nigel is healthy, yes, he's that good.
Max,
I think from a roster perspective, we probably have like the second best roster in the ACC. So, I hope we're in the championship game.
I will say I wouldn't, with all the new pieces, and Coach L's teams too tend to start a little slow. I would not be surprised if we have a rough, relatively speaking, it's not going to be like a disaster, but drop a couple of games November, December. Like, I can't believe we lost that until we kind of get into a rhythm. That's fine.
The team that I think probably isn't getting talked about, there's like two teams that probably aren't getting talked about a ton, but I think Louisville did a really, really good job in the portal.
They put them fourth in that thing.
Okay,
it was Duke and Carolina. Then
where they put SMU, because I think they did a really good job in the portal too.
Let me find it. Let me see if I can share this.
SMU joined the ACC and put some money into basketball with the greatest can of all time on their team, Matt Cross. So.
By the time he's done, he will have played for half the ACC, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can get this. Here we go. All right, so this is what was there.
Wow. Okay, they have SMU a lot lower than I probably would.
So wait, they picked Florida State to finish last?
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. 18 out of 18.
Yeah.
Florida State's roster is so bad. I cannot believe.
So if we lose to them again, like we have been the last million years, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, the Final Four team lost them, so it's it's whatever.
I can't believe that one dude ended up staying. That he was potentially going to go to the draft and then entered the portal, and he ended up going back. If he looking at their roster, I can't believe he decided to go back there. He was their best player last year. I forgot his name.
It's kind of crazy because Louisville and Miami were the two worst teams, and now
yeah, but they got a new coach and they spent a ton of money in the portal, a ton of money. They got a ton of transfers. They got all 12 players on their team are transfers. They loaded up in the portal. SMU did pretty good in the portal. I'm a little surprised at how high Clemson is on there because, Chase Hunter came back, but they pretty much lost a lot of their other solid
Matt's
players.
favorite player.
Well, yeah, I mean he's gone, right? But I don't know. I don't think they're going to be that good this year. Maybe they will though. They brought in some Russian center who's huge, but I don't think he's very good. He played with Edgerrin James's kid at Cincinnati last year.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think some of it's name reputation.
Sure.
They're just not going to put SMU high when they're coming out of the AAC. So,
what did Wake do that would put him up there, other than Salas not going pro?
I think it's maintaining a lot of. I mean, they were about there last year, right? So
yeah, they brought in 5 transfers. I'm looking at the sheet right now.
Listen, I would love to finish third. Have that two round bye in the ACC tournament. That'd be nice.
The one that I don't get, I mean, I kind of agree with the ranking. They could probably even be lower. Is like Notre Dame was really bad this year, and they only brought in 3 transfers.
And we almost lost to them.
Like they were putrid last year.
Almost lost them. They're like all of our ACC wins are against that. We doubled up on them and Virginia Tech.
We played them in December, and I remember doing a show, and we were like, "Oh, I'm glad we won, but we played terrible. Like this is horrible." Blah blah blah. Who knew it'd be one of our few ACC wins?
No, we beat them twice. We beat Virginia Tech twice. Like that.
And we had like a Clemson win, and that was like
that was it. I think that was it. And Pitt, we beat Pitt too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the College World Series game hasn't even started yet because
I saw 11. Oh, I saw 11 p.m. as the first pitch.
I think they just pushed it back again.
Well, you know what? Those are what we call first world problems. So.
Well, I mean, it's like every time we host a regional, it's just pouring, and they have to like move all the games.
Mm-hmm.
So,
again, first world problems.
Yeah, exactly.
It's this hosting regional you speak of.
True.
Max, what football game you coming down for this year?
Florida State.
Yes.
We're getting a suite, I think.
Oh, that's cool. I sit in the nosebleeds.
No. I mean, sort of, but not really.
It's
the way that's
funny.
I know, but the way that stadium is structured, like
I honestly I prefer to sit up high anyway watching football. I don't like sitting in the lower deck.
But the lower deck is so like the pitch of it is so flat, like it's actually hard to see from.
I prefer the upper deck, but I sit like 20 rows up. But no, I've had those seats for 2 years now. I like them.
That's where I sit as well. I mean, you've been in my seats before, so you know.
But
do you bring booster seats to the game, Melissa, so you can see over everybody?
Why would I need a booster seat?
Because you're so short.
I'm not short.
She is not short.
Yeah, that's short.
Melissa's not short.
I'm as tall as Coop.
Yeah, Coop's short.
He's 5'6".
Or maybe it's just short in comparison.
Max, I have a better question for you. Why aren't you wearing one of my hoodies?
Because it's hot.
Why are you wearing a hoodie? Is the real question.
It's called air conditioning.
I got my old school, my old school basketball stuff on right now.
I had to break out my Mavericks gear one last time before they get crushed on Monday and the season's over. But
well, I was gonna say we'll meet Max at the tailgate, but we're actually gonna see him in California first.
Mm-hmm.
This is true
for the Berkeley game.
Yeah, I got the OG Penny shirt on today. I went to my friend got asked to like run the rec league at some park nearby, so I went over to hang out with him earlier today.
I'm drinking so much of this Gatorade because it's so cold and refreshing. It's also the best flavored.
Well, you need it to be cold and refreshing because you're wearing a hoodie in Miami, period. But in the summer, especially.
I gotta keep up with the brand, trying to sell these hoodies.
Oh, all this. By the way, you'll see this when we're in person, Max. Everyone that recognizes us immediately is like, "Why are you wearing a hoodie, Melissa?" It's like.
Because I don't want to die of heat stroke.
It's 95 degrees and the humidity is 100%. The feels like it's 120 degrees. I wonder why she's not wearing a hoodie. I'm going to throw that out there.
No, you should respond to all those people. This is like my favorite response, even though it's kind of mean. Is any other stupid questions?
No. most of the time they ask and they laugh because they know. It's just really funny.
I wore your hoodie yesterday, actually. My grandparents came down to visit my dad, and I went over there, and I was wearing your hoodie. So,
you got the collab one, right?
Yeah, same one Rasta was wearing on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Random baseball news. Caden Martin just hit a home run in some summer league. I don't even think he played in college last year. He transferred to East Tennessee State and wasn't even on their roster. Like, I don't know what happened.
He originally was transferring to Tennessee, right? Or did he do that? Was that 2 years ago? I can't even keep this shit straight anymore.
I don't even know. Like, and then he announced last week he's entering the portal. Like, entering the portal from where? You weren't even on East Tennessee State's roster.
You know what? Make a phone call. We need players.
Yeah, we did. We need a power lefty bat. So I mean, maybe he'll come back.
We need insert any adjective here because
Yeah. Which is it's kind of funny though, because we're actually rated the number 5 transfer portal class coming in right now in the whole country, which is shocking to me. But I guess that's a good thing, right?
Well, I mean, we're gonna get a high portal rating because we have to fill in the whole roster.
The whole roster, yeah.
So like, there's some of that's just volume. But no, we've gotten some solid. So
Yeah,
far,
the
so
kid-
good on that. Like the guys we
kids-
got can play and contribute, and are gonna.
The
be
kids
good.
we got this morning, I think, are going to be good for us. But
Yeah, and also the pitchers we got are like good arms we're gonna need. So
yeah,
We've
we're-
transitioned to Canes on deck, apparently.
apparently we could do Mount Rushmore. We're almost at like an hour, kind of.
Jazz is gonna be very upset. We do Canes on deck.
I
should come on
mentioned
Canes on
Lorenzo
Decks,
Carrier,
too.
and it just goes off.
Tell
I don't
him,
know. Is
man.
anyone even still watching? Gary hasn't commented after saying irregardless.
Garrett fell asleep.
I am going to. You know what? You asked that question. Look at this. I am going to show you something.
Gary's coding something for the bot right now.
I mean, it's Saturday night, so I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, there are other people.
And hockey, although if anyone's still watching the hockey game,
There's
live,
there's a
it's
post
like
game
7
hockey
to 1 now, I
show
think.
on this network.
It's 8 to 1.
Oh my lord!
Good
yeah,
lord.
I just looked at the score. It's 8-1.
Yeah.
Check your WhatsApp, Melissa. That is how many people are currently watching this show.
Good stuff.
I need to see if my friend played today.
Max, any thoughts on the women's team?
I think their size that they picked up in the portal was much needed because we lost every single big on our whole roster except for the one.
We lost like our entire roster.
No, I know, but like I feel like bigs are harder to replace
Yeah.
in women's basketball, and so I think Coach Phillip did a really good job at bringing Nat in and some of the other bigs. I'm super excited to see them play. I think the bigs we brought in, some of them didn't have like the most expanded roles at their previous stops, but I feel like they have really good potential. So I'm really excited to kind of see what like Nat does in a more expanded role. I know she played like a decent amount.
Oh yeah, Notre Dame had a
Notre
ton
Dame,
of bigs on their
but
roster.
they had so many bigs. So like I want to see what she does in like a more hopefully starting role. I would assume she's going to be starting, and then maybe Cameron Williams would start at the 4, who again like could play a lot more this year at Miami than she did at Michigan last year. So, and then obviously like the Cavendish twins coming back is I think way bigger than a lot of people
Don't want to give them credit for, yeah.
Yeah, like that's we probably were the worst. I don't know if you guys know this stat, but we were probably the worst free throw shooting team in the ACC last year.
Oh,
and like
we were one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the country.
yeah, so like that
Like bottom 10.
that issue is instantly solved if
Well,
either of them get to the free throw.
I
line.
mention it every single time
Yeah.
we talk women's.
So I think we
about
can
how
share.
piss poor our free throw shooting was.
I think we can share this. Like we spent like an hour talking to Coach like a month ago, and most of it we can't mention. We could mention that like she actually specifically brought in an assistant coach who was like a specialist in getting to the line, and they implemented some things, and then we couldn't make a free throw. Just like blew up in our face because like we were getting to the line and Tom couldn't make anything. Yeah, I'm hoping for just higher basketball IQ. There was a lot.
Yeah, we need more Paul Jobés on the team. So
High IQ basket.
yeah, or whatever,
Yes, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you said. Or
High-
high basket
high-
IQ.
Max is a big
I
fan
bet-
of Jobé.
Biggest fan.
and his high basket IQ. Yeah,
He should be starting.
I think the maddest I got last year was when who did we pull out of the game to sub in Jakai? Like it's like 4 minutes left. I was like, Bullets and I were at this game. Like he's putting Jakai. I was so mad.
That was
Oh.
the UNC game.
That was the UNC
game.
game. Oh my
I don't
God.
remember who he subbed off, but he
I was
put
like-
Jakai in with 4 minutes.
with a tight game, and like we were right there.
Yeah, that was the North Carolina game. 'cause I remember they-
That's as angry as I was like. I
He
can't
played-
believe
This was like hitting my arm. He was like,
because we're in the press section. So
Yeah.
you can't like actually say. So it's like was like trying not to just shout.
Sitting in the
What
media
the bleep
section-
are you doing?
Listen,
No, it
sitting
was
in the media
probably-
section is so hard. I cuss under my breath so often. It's terrible. Even Liam was laughing at me.
I think it would have had to, because that was the game that Christian Watson started, so it would have had to be for him, right?
Wait, no, it was not for Christian. It was for a real player. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up now.
Then it had to
It was
have
for a
been.
real
It had to
I
have been.
mean, I would not have
Keyshawn-
lost
it had
my
to be
shit
Keyshawn
because
George.
like Christian Watson was getting replaced by.
Then it was
Jakai.
probably Keyshawn George, because everyone else, I think that game played a ton of minutes.
We only had 6 players that should have been on the court to begin with. So, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, that was one of those where I was like,
I mean, we literally lost to RJ Davis. I think he had 42 points that game, and like no one else on our team did anything. That's literally all.
Let's see. I am opening up the play-by-play.
the only good part of that game was Norchad making Baycott his bitch. But
He always makes Baycott his
I
bitch.
know. So
Yeah.
Baycott had like
One
5
of-
points. That
one
he
of
had,
my
like, 5
coworkers
points.
texted me a few months ago, and he's like, "Oh, I just met Armando Baycott," and I'm like, "Did you tell him Norchad is his daddy?"
Like I think he had like 5 points that game, and he's like the best player in the ACC according to everybody. So
Vish is trying to figure out who Jakai was subbed in for.
I'm sure we could look it up on Stat Broadcast.
I'm looking it up on ESPN, but they don't have the substitutions. In
Yeah,
here.
that's
But no,
what I'm
we,
saying. Let me see if it's on.
but
Stat.
we had a full roster in this game. So
What month was that game?
this was, I'll give you the exact date, was February 10th.
Oh, I was gonna look because I have my media things here.
Okay, so this was in the fourth quarter or second half. But
Yeah,
like,
no, we had, so
Mhm.
this one, Keyshawn didn't play this game, but we had Nigel, Bensley, Matthew.
No, Keyshawn started that game.
No, he's not there. I'm looking at the box score. He didn't play.
It was the game that we almost beat them, though, right?
We almost beat them twice. The home
So was
game. It was the home game. You might be looking at the road game.
Oh, I'm looking at the road game.
No,
I
both
think.
of those. Remember, the home game was the one where what did they call, like a lane violation or some bullshit? On
Yeah,
it?
that's right. That's right.
No, both of those games were tight.
Because the away game is the one that Jakai played 16 minutes, I think.
He played 13 against them at home, and we had Nigel, Bensley, Matthew, Wooga, and Norchad, and no one fouled out, so he came in for one of those guys. Like late in the game, and I got so bad. That's as bad as I've ever been at Coach O.
Okay, let's find out here. Let's just filter by Jakai Robinson.
This is great content, by the way.
So with it was before 13 minutes,
People are
right?
watching. No, it was way later in the game.
Okay, so
It was really towards the end because I distinctly remember this. Unless it's a Mandela effect.
3 minutes left.
Okay,
3
there it
minutes
is.
left.
There it is.
He takes out Nigel and puts in Jakai.
That is why. Okay, my anchor was just.
This is why my arm was bruised.
Okay. I
Also,
see it.
Max, you like the piece of my monitor that broke off?
I saw it last week on the last show.
Okay, hold on.
so
did not,
wait, but he
I
was
did not
only- he
grab
was
hard
only-
enough to allow for bruising.
He was only in for a minute though, Bish. But
So
still.
you got to understand. So we're sitting there in the press row. It's a tight game, and he walks over to the scores table, and that's what. And you can't say anything because we're in the press. You can't even be like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's what made it a little bit more violent because I'm like grabbing this. I'm like,
So here's the thing that it doesn't that makes it make even less sense. Like you'd think, okay, maybe he's giving him like a minute breather. He subbed him in after a media timeout.
yeah, no, I remember. There was some stuff last year that.
Man. I really hope we have a happier pod this next season because like between the men sucking.
Oh, there won't be a pod if we have another season like that.
Oh, you know what though? I don't have expectations this time, so I will enjoy the dumbassery more than last year was like tragic. Now it'll just be like
Dumbassery was born because of this.
yeah. But, I mean, this year if it happens again, it'll be just more so bad it's funny. Where last year we had hope. I have no expectations,
True.
so you know. Yeah, he took out Nigel to put in Jakai with 3 minutes left in a tight game.
Well,
Yeah,
have basketball season started in October when we play at the FSU?
Nope.
No? Damn. I was like, Max could kill two birds with one stone and catch a basketball game while he's down here.
It's like I think 2 weeks later usually. They haven't done the whole schedule yet, but it's usually
We got to figure out what away game we want to go to, Vish, since we can't go to the one at Madison Square Garden because it's on a Tuesday.
No, we're gonna do the California. Assuming like they stack those games, man. We gotta.
Yeah, so we got to see when it is.
Go back to the Bay Area. And yeah, for sure.
I can't wait to eat that Chinese food that I had at that place last time I was in San Francisco. I hope it's as good as I remember it to be.
Melissa's already planned out every place we need to go.
No,
to.
just the Chinese
I know,
food
I'm
place.
messing with you.
Like, it was so good. But my friends were embarrassing because it was like this traditional place and they put like chopsticks on the table and they don't like put like forks and stuff. And so we sat down and I'm like, all right, cool. I know how to use chopsticks. And my other 3 friends asked for forks and I was very embarrassed.
Makes sense.
I was like, do you not have like any culture? Like, come on, man.
What's that? What's culture?
Well, don't worry.
He-
I know how to use chopsticks, so you will not get a repeat of that.
I'm about average with chopsticks.
I'm
I'm
average with them.
I'm not
but
even.
I
I
manage.
won't even categorize. I'm probably worse than both of you. I'm functional. I don't need a fork. I'll get through it.
Yeah, me too.
Figure it out.
That's
kinda
what
where-
I'll
that's
say. I
kinda
will
where
not
I
need a
stand.
fork. I will not need
Yeah.
a fork. We're good.
I can manage.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Irregardless.
Irregardlessly. Oh, man. That would be a really good Mount Rushmore of like best Miami terms, but I need time to think about that. So,
I mean, it's irregardless, supposedly
oh, and also another
on a
one for when,
mission.
another good Mount Rushmore for when Matt is back. Me and Vish were talking about this earlier about like NBA drafts and things like that, and we were talking about like really bad draft picks, and I was like, imagine being the Pistons in 03 and drafting Darko Milicic around LeBron, Melo, Bosh, and Wade. I was like, that has to be one of the worst picks in like the lifetime of the NBA draft. But
Or you could be the Sixers. Did you see that post that came out about the Sixers draft picks recently?
what happened?
What?
Let me pull it up. It was so funny. Let me see if I can find this tweet.
A lot of live research going on tonight's show. This is what happens when you don't show prep. We were just like, oh, Max, you want to come on the show? Okay, we're going to talk about something.
It is the off season. So,
Yeah, it's just
you know,
a bunch
people are gonna have to deal with
randomness.
this. There's no Matt, so they're not gonna get NBA grid. So,
Yeah.
you know, and they're not gonna get his final thoughts.
And
So,
we won't get
yeah.
a final thoughts either. And no one, we didn't talk about who was going to intro the show either. Hi,
All right.
Canes today.
So here it is. 2015, they picked Jahlil Okafor over Kristaps. 2016, they took Ben Simmons over Jaylen Brown. 2017, they took Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum. Could you imagine?
Yeah, but I mean, some of those.
No, I know. It's all hindsight.
It's
obviously.
hindsight, but no,
Yeah.
but in the 2003 draft, it was like known.
It's
Yeah.
like arguably like
that was
best
like
draft for
that
people.
that was straight up idiot. Like that one was like Darko's got upside. They're like, yeah, but you've got like Melo just won the NCAA championship by himself. Maybe pick him instead.
Yeah.
Listen, it worked for me. Miami got D Wade. So helped us win 3 championships.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, I know Boris Diaw was drafted in the first round in that draft, in like the 20s. Like, even he would have been a significantly better pick than Darko Milicic. Like, even like Leandro Barbosa or like Steve Blake, who was like a second round pick. Like all of those guys would have been better. I
You
think
never know.
wasn't James Jones in that draft?
James Jones would have been in that draft, yes.
There were some really good shooters in that draft because James Jones was a second round pick.
I'm
Who was
pulling
the
it
other?
up.
Kyle Korver was a second round pick in that
Uh-oh.
draft.
You can't talk Korver without Matt.
Mo Williams was a second round pick.
Here was
Steve
your
Blake,
top 10. Here was your top 10. LeBron James, Darko Milicic, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Chris Kaman, Kirk Heinrich, TJ Ford, Michael Sweeney. Is that 10?
That's 9.
9. And Jarvis Hayes. Let's see. Nick Collison went 12th. I'm just picking out names I actually recognize.
Luke Rittenhauer was decent for a while.
Sasha Pavlovich at 19. Boris Dio went 21.
Yeah. Even Travis Outlaw.
Hendrik Perkins at 27. Leandro Barbosa at 28. Josh Howard at 29. Luke Walton at 32.
R.I.P. Father.
Steve Blake at 38. Zaza Pachulia at 42. Matt Bonner, 45. James Jones went 49.
That is crazy that Matt Bonner went before James Jones. I guess Matt Bonner was like, what, 6'10"?
Yeah, he had a solid career. He was on the Spurs for a long time.
Yeah, but he played for Florida, so fuck him.
Yeah, no doubt. And he played for the Spurs, so double fuck him.
Is your team the Lakers, Max?
Yeah, it is.
Man,
Listen,
Josh Howard was
out, man. He had the California help on the show tonight.
Listen,
it had 2 Californians.
Josh Howard's a throwback. I actually really like Josh Howard on the
I know that was like a tragic downfall for him. Yeah, he would have been if we didn't blow that 06 finals. He was the second best player on that team and would have been
insane athlete.
Yeah, and then we traded him to Washington. He blew his knee out immediately and was never the same player. But he was really good for a long time in Dallas.
He's actually coaching in Dallas at like a small college, I think.
Here's a question for you. If you could pick one NBA player to have an injury-free career, who would you pick?
That's so hard. I have 2.
What you mean historically or like right now?
Any player in history or now to have an injury, like if you could go back and take their injuries away.
Oh, I have so many, but I'm gonna limit myself to 2.
Honestly, the first one for me that comes to mind, even though I'm a Miami Heat fan, is Derrick Rose.
Okay, so
I thought you were gonna say Penny for sure.
Well,
Derrick Rose had
I am wearing a Penny shirt.
Dude,
Derrick Rose had a way more rough than Penny Hardaway.
No, he didn't, because Penny if Penny never got hurt, like you have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I mean, Penny's my guy. That's my favorite player.
He was better than D Rose.
But D Rose as well, man. We never saw him full potential.
You took D Rose, so I'll say the other name I was thinking of. And this is a name that like a lot of people won't think of in this category because he had such a long and good NBA career. I mean, so did Rose, right? But Sean Livingston was supposed to be like the next GOAT before he completely tore his knee and just literally shredded
that
his entire
picture,
knee.
That picture. Because there's a picture of it where they're carrying him off the court and his knee is not where it's supposed to be.
Like, he was supposed to be like another Kobe, and his knee was so messed up. He had to completely change how he played the game of basketball. He was going to be unbelievable if he didn't have that knee injury. But he still, like, won championships with the Warriors and had a really long career. But, like, he would have been an easy 25 points per game scorer, like, would have been talked about forever. And that knee injury just ruined his career, even though he played for probably close to 15 seasons, maybe even more than that. He played for a long time.
Anyone for you, Vish?
I mean, I said Penny. I already picked him.
Penny, yeah.
But I will say another one similar to what Max said, closer to home for our Miami audience, is I think people don't remember how good he was before his kidney shit kind of, and he ended up like when by the time the Heat were winning titles, he was Shaq's backup and then like kind of a role player.
I didn't think of that because it wasn't like a basketball injury.
But he was legitimately like top 5 player in the NBA, one of the best centers, and then like that fucked him up when he was.
He literally just like beat prostate cancer too.
But he ended up at New Jersey. People don't even remember he went there, and like that basically sidelined his career. And the Heat gave him a chance to like kind of come back, and he was still really good on. That's again similar to Sean Livingston. He was really good. The Heat don't win that 06 title without him. Like he was really good, but man, he was never what he was in like the late 90s where he was carrying those teams. And I
didn't think of that because I don't consider it's not like a basketball injury.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean there's another one. Obviously he's retired at this point, but like Nate Robinson's gonna die soon if he doesn't get a kidney transplant. Yeah. It's like really like it's as of like April, I think it was when he mentioned it. Like he is running out of time, which is crazy because you'd think, I don't know, you're in the medical field. You'd think that like the fact that he's a celebrity, some like super Nate Robinson fan, I'm sure there's a ton of them that would like be
There's
willing.
not. It's the whole
Obviously,
process and the list.
blood type, and all that stuff, and yeah,
But
but
it's not even that. Unless
can't
somebody
you, like-
freely wants to give up their kidney, he goes on the
Yeah.
list like everybody else. So
right, you would have to like explicitly say like I want to donate my kidney to Nate Robinson,
yeah,
and like have matching blood types and all that testing. And
it's
all that
it's
kind of
blood
stuff,
types, tissue markers. There's
Yeah.
so much that
But,
goes
like,
into that.
I don't know. He could just buy one off the black market. He has so much money. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's like super sad, obviously, because he's still young. He's like 40 probably.
But that's interesting because like not even dialysis is sustaining him.
Mm-mm.
Crazy.
I think he started it like 2 years ago, and it's
Yeah.
just not working.
Well,
Alright.
this took a depressing turn.
Yeah.
Good topic, Max. Good topic.
I mean, talking about yeah, that was Melissa's topic.
That was my topic.
Wait, the injury one?
Yeah,
I
that
said
was
it,
her
yeah.
topic.
I said it.
You said it. Okay.
Don't
I'll
put
ta-
that
I'll ta- I'll
evil
take- I'll
juju
take-
on-
I'll take
don't-
one for
don't
the
put
team,
that
that
evil
was me.
juju on me, Vish.
He likes to blame the Californians.
Look, she's a dictator. I gotta tread lightly here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Vish is just jealous because his name doesn't begin with an M.
I mean, at least I avoid the three-way.
That
the,
is insane,
the
though.
three-way
like-
fuckery that would have happened if Matt was here. So
No, but it's the same thing on my show because we have Mac, Mike, and Max. And then Melissa and Matt, like
But so Mac is a Calipari fan, so now he's rooting for Arkansas. So Max has got to have us on the show so we can talk shit to Mac before we play Arkansas. Hopefully that game's not on a Tuesday.
why?
boy.
Because if the game's on a Tuesday, then you guys have the show.
Oh, we wouldn't do a show if it's during the game. How would he go to the game if we had a show?
Is he gonna come down for the game?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I'll get to meet him. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, he's happy because he was gonna go up to the. It's kind of funny because aren't we playing, in New York and Kentucky's also Arkansas is also playing in New York.
Oh,
Are
I don't know
they?
about Arkansas. We are.
Yeah,
but it's on like a Tuesday though.
It's
on
like
Tuesday.
it's like a 4-team thing, right? And like I
Yeah.
think Arkansas is one of the 4 teams too. So like they're also going to New York, and then they play us later or before or whatever.
It's
whenever
probably
that is,
before.
in Miami. So he was going to go to that game, but now he's like, I don't even need to because now they're playing Miami. I'd rather just go to that game. So he'll be there.
Interesting. All right. We're still going to do a Mount Rushmore because even though Matt's not here, because I had told Max he could be included on our Mount Rushmore, we haven't had a guest included
Yes,
in
this
it.
is groundbreaking.
This is groundbreaking.
Breaking news.
You got to have a
we-
Californian in on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, we subbed in another Californian whose name begins with M. So we'll
And we
let
also
slide.
didn't have an idea. So, like 5 minutes before the show started, we just started throwing ideas at each other. So, we're going to go with our favorite cereals. Or should we do breakfast foods? Do you want to do cereal or breakfast foods?
I can do either.
I mean, I'm just gonna be cereals anyway, so it doesn't.
Okay, we'll go-
then we'll just do cereals.
We'll go cereals. No repeats.
Okay. Well, I don't think anyone's gonna steal one of my answers because, like, I don't. Maybe Vish will.
Is it some weird communist California crap that we don't?
No,
we don't. Us on the East Coast here don't abide by.
No.
All right,
no.
Max, since you're the guest, you can go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off by taking the one that's probably the highest probability of one of you taking. I'm gonna go cinnamon toast crunch as my number one.
Bro, that's
That's why-
literally like my top 3.
Well, this
Well,
is
not anymore. It's not.
yeah, not anymore.
You shouldn't have let the
Asshole.
guests go first. Wow, really? Seriously? Don't berate our guests. What are you doing?
I know, but that's literally like one of my favorite cereals. Like that's
That's-
good with milk and without.
That's fine. It's on your Mount Rushmore though, because it has been
Well, it's because
taken.
Max went first. All right.
You actually allowed him to go first. We
He's
could've
the
done-
guest. I was being nice.
Well,
Oh,
you should have
teach
been
you a
nice.
lesson. Teach you a lesson. You're from Miami. You're not supposed to be nice.
All right, I'm going next. Sorry, Bish.
I don't give a shit.
I'm gonna go with Lucky Charms because I love the marshmallows.
Yeah, you kind of have to eat around the actual like whatever they are, the essentially Cheerios that are in there to get to the marshmallows. But yeah, that's a good choice. I'm trying to figure out what you'll pick so I can work around that. All right, I'll go with the frosted mini wheats.
That's a good one. You know, it's hilarious though. Like I'm gluten free now, and that was like one of my favorite cereals growing up. And it's literally wheat. It's just straight wheat. It's straight gluten.
Does anyone
They're
eat
literally
the
called mini wheats.
Yeah, no, but you gotta get the frosted. Like they sell.
Oh yeah.
They sell like just the wheats.
Oh, disgusting!
And I'm like, who is eating this?
No, disgusting! You need the frosted.
Just go eat a piece of cardboard. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
You gotta get the frosted one. Yeah.
Another one I like is Honey Nut Cheerios.
That was borderline on my list, but I can live without it.
See, I'm not a fan of the Honey Nut.
Really?
Like, I prefer the regular Cheerios over Honey Nut.
Really?
Cheerios aren't going to be on my list, but
really,
I've never
the
liked
one,
the flavor of Honey Nut Cheerios.
You're the one that eats a regular, huh?
Yeah.
I was wondering why they even make these.
So vanilla.
My next one is probably obvious with the type of candy that I like, but I'm gonna roll with Reese's Puffs.
That was not obvious to me because I don't feel like the Puffs taste like the. Like the Reese's
I love Cocoa Puffs, but Reese's Puffs are better. I wasn't gonna put both on mine because they're similar. So.
Speaking of cocoa, that's gonna go to my next one. Cocoa Pebbles.
I like it.
That's crack.
Number 3 for me.
Also, just bonus for Cocoa Pebbles. Then when you're done, you got chocolate milk. So you got two things coming.
Reese's Puffs are very similar in that respect.
That's what you got to think about. What does it do to the milk? Because then you get a drink afterwards.
All right, Max has got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Honey Nut Cheerios.
I'm gonna stay on the honey. I'm gonna go Honey Bunches of Oats.
I think Max and I have a similar palette here.
Yeah, I agree.
That was like I've got like 10 in my backlog, so it's 5. But like that was definitely that and the nut Cheerios.
I'm picking like the little kid cereals, and y'all are picking like the adult cereals.
I just picked Cocoa Pebbles. What are you talking about?
But like Max has got Honey Nut Cheerios and Honey Bunches of Oats.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Well, I would have picked that if you didn't pick it first.
Yes, we know you're still bitter.
My next, so I got Lucky Charms, Reese's Puffs. I'm trying to do this without looking up cereals because I'm just trying to like go from the heart,
It's very important.
You know what? I gotta go with like my go-to. Like they always have this cereal like at like the free hotel breakfast, and it's always my go-to when I'm like on a trip somewhere and I actually eat the hotel breakfast. Fruit Loops.
Oh, okay.
Fruit Loops.
Love me some Fruit Loops.
Nice. Fruit Loops are good. Fruit Loops are good.
They rip up your mouth though.
No, you gotta let them get soggy.
Yeah.
Also, you can do this thing where you chew. It breaks down food, and then you can swallow.
What's that? I don't
Mastication.
Max just name checked my next one. I'm going with Tony the Tiger. Can't beat the originals, man. Frosted Flakes.
That's the OG right there. Lastly, I'm wondering if Vish likes this cereal. Raisin Bran. I'm a classic Raisin Bran guy.
Max is like 90 years old.
You know what? It's not bad. The raisins are a little chewy. They do the ones where they also add like the clusters to it. That shit is good.
Yeah.
So Max has got good cereal and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then he picked Honey Nut Cheerios, Honey Bunches of Oats, and Raisin Bran.
Excuse me.
I would eat all
like
4 of
90.
those. I would eat all 4 of those.
Yeah. See, you're just.
My mom ate Raisin Bran like every day when I was a kid. Like there was always Raisin Bran. I'm
confused why you think Honey Nut Cheerios is an old person cereal. It's literally like what you give a 2-year-old. Who you're like, here, I'm gonna put this eat this shit.
I don't like Honey Nut Cheerios.
You like it does not make it an old okay. Like
the other two are though. Honey Bunches of Oats and Raisin Bran are older people's cereals.
I think Honey Bunches of Oats is more like mid Raisin Bran also. I mean, if he went straight bran flakes or like, what is it called? Like Total. Those are old people cereals. I don't know. Or Special K. I don't. Raisin Bran's borderline. But the other two definitely weren't.
I'm trying to think of a fourth one. So there's one I have in mind, but like I like it because I add a bunch of fruit to it, and that's what my grandpa always used to make me when I slept over my grandparents.
Old people, I'll continue.
Yeah.
Your
So I don't know that I want to pick it because it's not just based off the cereal. It's more of like the nostalgia and like the stuff that I add to it. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm picturing the cereal aisle at Publix right now. Max doesn't know Publix.
I know of Publix.
Yeah, we gotta get you a pub sub when you're down here.
All that gluten is great for me.
Oh shit!
well, him with the gluten, Melissa with the anything that has like a spice level over 0.5 means she can't eat it because indigestion, and it's just
I have horrible indigestion.
So we're basically like just gonna eat raw chicken.
That's just our Jew stomachs, Melissa.
Me and Max, our text message conversations literally like everything about health. It's like, how's your dad's shoulder? Oh, he's healing, but my leg. And then I'm like, oh, my back. I'm trying to think of a good fourth one. Vish, do you have your fourth?
I'm thinking between a few things. No, you go first because I don't want to take yours.
I know. I'm trying to think, though. Should I Google to make sure I've considered everything?
Yeah, you can Google. You can do whatever you want.
Let's see. Thanks. So, but at least the extra screen still works, even though part of it is now
I'm gonna
my desk.
bring you more equipment when I come down.
It still works.
While she's looking,
listen, Cinnamon Toast Crunch would have been in my 4, so it's making it harder.
While she's looking, does anyone actually eat cornflakes, like plain ass fucking cornflakes?
No.
Okay.
People that aren't regular.
No, but I think you go for the brand stuff then. Like, what is cornflakes for? Or like, was it grape nuts? There's all sorts of shit going on.
I'm trying to find another one since I can't use Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
You really only had 4 cereals?
Well, those are like my 4 favorite. Like those were my 4 obvious ones. So I'm trying to think of a fourth one.
What's your 5th favorite?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I might just have to go with the nostalgia, even though I don't think it's necessarily a top cereal.
All right. Well, let that be.
All right. I'm gonna go with Rice Krispies, but you got to add banana and strawberries to it.
Oh, so what I do with those, that's a choice. Like I definitely have bought Rice Krispies recently, or somewhat recently.
Rice Krispies is okay.
I mean, I also don't eat breakfast, so the cereal doesn't really happen anymore. But so what I do is
add fruit to it. It's the best.
So what I do is I add like basically an entire container of sugar on top of the Rice Krispies. It's so not good for you, but that's my move with the Rice Krispies.
No, I add fruit. I chop up banana and strawberries and put it in. But again, I don't really eat breakfast that often.
So no one here eats their Wheaties?
No. Is that your 4th?
Oh, no. I'm deciding between a couple, but I'm going to go with Cap'n Crunch.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was a good one, yes. I had some other choices.
I didn't that one, actually.
You can't go wrong with the Cap'n.
No, you can, actually. I'm actually mad. Why isn't that on this list of things I'm looking at?
I don't know what you're looking at. I'm just going through, like, what will my fat ass be eating? Let's see. What is the most sugar content per capita? That's basically what I went with. Yeah, but Rice Krispies, if you dump a bunch of sugar in it, you can almost make it like Frosted Flakes, and that's edible.
I was also a big Corn Pops fan as a kid.
I never really got into the Corn Pops. Apple Jacks is something I've eaten. I mean, it wouldn't make my list here. Could go with the Cocoa Krispies, which are like Rice Krispies with just chocolate in them. But again, I only wanted one chocolate cereal, and the Pebbles are the best, so I went with that. But
I liked Fruity Pebbles are pretty good too.
See,
Fruity Pebbles are good.
I always like the Puffs better than the Pebbles.
The Fruity Pebbles have grown on me. When I was a kid and I tried it, because we used to be into Flintstones, so it'd be like, oh shit, Fruity Pebble. And I was like, this isn't good. But now I'll fuck with it. It is good.
Adding it to the list of Mount Rushmores and Trashmores we've done.
No one likes Tricks. I've got a list in front of me now. We got Life cereal, Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp is some good stuff.
Did you guys ever try that Oreos cereal that came out?
I did.
Kind of indifferent on that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going for with that. Like, I know what they were thinking, like, oh, cookies and milk, but it doesn't really work that way. And there are better chocolate cereals available, so it doesn't really work. But yeah.
Oh, random question, Vish. Did you log into that website that I sent you the info?
I did not.
So if you do, look at the name of the account. I did not set it, and you're probably gonna laugh.
well, now I have to do it right now, right? I mean, that's basically what you were asking me to do. So let me.
I literally logged in, and I'm like, wait, what?
But it's just a generic login, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Sign in.
Max, when I get a picture with you, where on the wall should I put it?
It should just be like a 50 by 50. Just take up the whole wall.
Well, no, I was thinking if we get a horizontal one, like that's my Hurricane Club 2023 thing. So I'm gonna take that down so I could put your picture right there. It could be right.
You could just replace the picture that you have with AO.
No, I like AO.
Just play.
I'm not gonna replace AO. Vish is on the wall twice.
I mean, I should be. I'm awesome. What the fuck is this, dude?
You see it?
Why is that the name on this account?
I don't know.
Do I need to step backstage while you guys do your thing?
No, I mean, you can say it out loud. It's like it's a curse word or anything.
Yeah, so we signed into this account that this guy gave me. The name on the account is Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Like, why is that the name of the account?
What phone number is in this?
I have no idea.
This is the dude's phone number?
Anyway,
let's read that out on them.
Let's share our screen.
Yeah, Bilbo Baggins, that is
so random. Also, interesting random thing on this website. They have Lorenzo Carrier listed as the 32nd highest ranked transfer this cycle so far. Kind of highly disagree with that ranking, but
all you gotta do is read a scouting report and throw him curveballs.
Yeah, I almost want to message him and be like, you should probably peg Zoe down like 100 spots.
I wish we had another year of Jacoby Long.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I wish our coaches used him while he was here.
You know what's funny? I didn't tell Vish this. I thought Vish was coming this weekend for some reason, and so one of my friends wanted to grab lunch today, and like texted me a couple of days ago, and I was like, "No, I already have plans." And so then I ended up doing nothing.
Wow, you blew off your friend for fake plans on me. I feel honored.
We had this conversation, and for whatever reason, I thought it was this weekend.
Unlike you, I did scroll up. I 100% gave you the date.
No, you did. I just for whatever reason thought it was this weekend, but it's okay because I was actually really tired, so it was nice to just chill. But what happens is every other weekend I work, and so on the weekends that I work, this is the weekend I work. I don't work Saturdays, but I end up working Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday are my weekends to work, and so I make these plans on the Saturday in between these long ass shifts. That sounds good in theory, and then it comes to Saturday, and I'm exhausted from the first two shifts, knowing I have to work two more. And then I don't want to do anything. So I have to stop making plans on those Saturdays. The only time I do make plans is generally because Vish is in town and we have plans. And then he always takes me to Titanic. So it's worth the Caesar salad. But Titanic's on me next time because I owe you a birthday present.
Wow, you're just using me for Caesar salads. That's good to know.
No, but
I know. I'm messing with you.
But you have to let me pay next time.
Well, so I'm coming down in 2 weeks. My whole family, like even like my brother and all of them, are going to be in town. So it'll be interesting time, but I am gonna drop some monitors off at Melissa's place. So I was just like, "Are you home on the 29th so I can just run these by?"
Oh, I'll DoorDash some Chick-fil-A for you.
Oh, we're gonna go to Titanic though. We've made
Oh.
that decision. But anyway, plus I want to eat something. Look, my birthday meal or whatever the fuck you're calling it is not gonna be Chick-fil-A. I'll tell you that right now. We at the very least we're going to Popeyes.
Vish is bringing me a backup monitor in case this one
Yeah.
decides to fail because it's breaking.
After she, I gave her
before the housekeeper comes next time.
I gave her a monitor and she's already smashed it. So now we gotta get her another
unbelievable.
one.
It's actually
Another
still
one.
working. This is the back, and it wasn't me, but I'm gonna put a sign on it that says caution because it is a little flimsy on the stand.
Yeah, the stand sucks.
So I asked her about it, and then she felt really bad, and then I was like, it's okay, don't worry, because like she's a really nice lady and she does an amazing job. So
And it was free, so
yeah, I would have been a little pissed if it was like,
if you bought it.
This fancy monitor that I spent good money on, but it was like sitting in Vish's closet collecting dust for however long. And
oh yeah, no, I got 3 other ones. So you're going into my stat because I used to do like now I have like this is my work stuff is here, and then I'm obviously on this one. So I went from I used to dual monitor both setups, so I had 4 small ones to 2 big ones. So Melissa took one of my small ones, immediately smashed it. So now she's got 3 left to go.
It wasn't me.
There's 3 more she can go through, and then I'm out, man.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I have my work set up right there.
No, this is what it looks like.
What's left of it, or is this before you broke it? And there's no
That's
gap in the
before I
monitor.
broke it.
Yeah,
This is
there's
a
no
multi
gap.
picture.
There's no gap in the monitor now.
There's no gap in the monitor. You want me to take a picture of the gap in the monitor?
No, and actually, don't stick your fingers in there or anything because that's actually voltage, and you can get.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it.
Don't mess with the gap in the monitor.
Because there's literally like things.
No, there's
showing.
power and there's a live circuit board, and you
I
don't
sent
stay-
right before the pod last time. I was like, Vish, the monitor's busted. He's like, what are you talking about? And I just sent him a picture of the gap and this, and I was like, I'm not sure what happened, but I went to go check the wiring because the monitor wasn't turning on, and this just fell off. But you can legit see the hold on. It should be in the group text, right? I'm looking for it. I mean, we talk a lot in this chat.
I know. That's why it took me forever to find the post with the rankings for the for the basketball.
Looking for it. Why do we talk so much? Oh man, that picture of those shorts Matt sent me were really cool. I have to get those. That's reminding me.
I mean, happens is just you posting crap off Twitter that I'm actively trying to not see.
Oh, I post all the arguments I get into.
What even school is this? There's some picture from Christopher Newport University that pitched in 18 games, had a 1.66 ERA, and struck out 140 batters. Lefty. Who is this guy?
Was this before you went to Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have worn my new hoodie tonight. I forgot I got one. Shit.
Well, you advertised your hoodie instead. So
It's kind of big. I bought the wrong size, but it's fine. It was $15. It was a women's hoodie, so I bought a small instead of an extra small. And it's actually a bit massive, but it's a really good chill around the house hoodie.
Are you shrinking or something? How are you women's extra small now?
Adidas sizing is so variable. I love Adidas, but like they need to get their size. Like the new extra small shirts are humongous. Here. See it, Max?
Just a whole chunk missing. That's hilarious.
You can see like the insides.
Oh no! Her maid put it back in, hoping no one would.
It fell off when
No.
I went to go fix the monitor, and I was like, "What?"
She like shoved it back into place, like got the fuck out of there.
Yeah. So
Insane.
crazy, right? So now I have a fun little piece of monitor to play with, but I'm gonna put like a piece of paper over it or something and write caution. So it still works, luckily.
Yeah, that was why I was like, "There's no way that actually stopped it from working." That's like just the housing.
The wires are very like testy. You kind of have to make sure everything's like. This is a great show for just hodgepodge of crap. Like, I think we talked basketball for like 20 minutes.
I don't even think I'm gonna edit it. I'm just gonna post it.
Just post it. Yeah.
It's not with my time trying to chop this thing up.
We'll get Max on a show when we actually have more to talk about instead of just like bullshitting around. But it's not a show unless we have one Californian.
True
I
story.
mean, we've definitely done shows with just the two of
Plus,
us.
maxed out on the Flow Network is like the only show that talks basketball on the regular. So they're like our brethren.
While getting yelled at in the comments, why are you talking about the third string left tackle?
Oh, it was the same thing when Flo had us on Sunday night a few months ago. There were people in the chat pissed that me and Vish were on Talking Hoops.
My favorite is when people like try and tell you how to run your show. It's like, it's not your show, buddy.
Oh, my mom texted me sorry about the Panthers. She's so cute. Could care less about sports, but she cares because I care. So, call you soon. Okay.
She's not asleep. It's late.
It's Saturday night. She was at the casino.
Hmm.
Her boyfriend gave her money for her birthday. So she's at the casino tonight. My mom's birthday was on Thursday. Happy birthday, Mom.
I was about to say, we didn't shout out Debbie's birthday.
Happy birthday. I wished her a happy birthday already.
Yep. I got to do a show from my mom's house and get her on the live show at some point. I called into Coop's like live call-in prediction show during the football season and got her to give a score prediction for the Boston College game. And then Coop dubbed her Hoodie Mom.
Lex had my my dad on his show.
And then I put on Twitter like, oh, wish Hoodie Mom a happy birthday. And I told her, I'm like, you got like 30 birthday wishes and 100 likes. And she's like, oh my God, I'm famous. Actually, so Coop is doing his like simulation season now. So tonight was the Coop Plays version. I'm his co-offensive coordinator, except I only got to call plays in the first quarter because we had the pot tonight. But like he edited a picture of like the booth with like the coordinators in it and took a picture of me from Twitter and put it in there. And it's a picture of me for my birthday where I took a picture with my Chick-fil-A cup and my sunglasses on. So he's like, I promised my co-OC that we would have Chick-fil-A available for games. So it's me holding my Chick-fil-A cup that he edited it into the boots. It was hilarious.
You can't call slants to Tyler Harrell anymore.
I know. Now I just call the halfback pass. It worked.
In the snow?
That's the only time it didn't work.
Too soon.
Actually, I don't even know. Did Coop end up winning? I don't even know because I left. He was down 3 in the second quarter when I left the game.
He's losing to Florida, is what we're saying here.
There it is. A give out Lamborghini.
We're gonna get copyright flag.
Oh, it went to overtime.
Because you're playing his audio version.
It went to overtime. Let's see. I'm fast forwarding.
Texas A&M wearing weird uniforms. They're not even their colors.
I saw that. What is that? How do you go to Omaha and do that?
Yeah, they're like USA colors. America.
Fucking idiots.
Wow, this is like multiple OTs. Oh, he won 59-56.
You know what? You and him are fired. If we're playing that close to a game with Florida, everyone's fired. That team sucks.
The computer simulation last night lost to Florida, and then Coop played tonight and won and multiple overtimes, 59-56.
If that's what it takes to beat that team, everyone's fired. That team sucks. That's got to be a double-digit control win.
I gotta tell him that I looked it up on the show, so he knows I was paying attention.
You gotta tell him.
I did call the halfback pass, and it did work.
You gotta tell him he's on the hot seat. We can't be struggling with fucking cupcakes like that. What about when we play real teams?
Yeah, like USF.
Well, Coop did go 7-5 last year in the Coop Plays version.
Yeah, what does that mean? Okay.
And then we went 7-5. So.
Okay. Yes, our season was poor.
All right. Anything else before we get out of here? There's moments where I forget that we're still live.
We're still live? I'm just kidding.
Max, do you have a quote, or is that only on your show?
I don't have a quote.
No quotes, no final thoughts.
Well, I have a quote, but you don't want to hear it.
Cats in 5.
Sure.
Mavs
Mavs in 7.
No
Cats in
chance.
5. Mavs in 7.
This shit is over. By the time the Cats play again, the Mavs will be over. So.
But I lost my bet tonight, even though the Panthers lost because I
You always lose your bet.
You gotta stop doing this.
I picked under 6.5 goals. That didn't happen. I picked Panthers to win, and I picked over 0.5 on Barkov point. So I missed all 3.
Sounds like you in betting.
I've only won 1 bet,
Yep, exactly.
and that was a game in the Western Conference Finals that the Mavs won. Mike Conley over 2.5 rebounds. Alrighty. It's weird because we don't have the final thoughts. So I don't know how to end the show. But
I mean, you still end the show the same way.
yeah, I think next show is gonna be, I don't even know. Wednesday I'm working, and Thursday I have plans with my mom. It may just be Vish and Matt.
Well, we gotta see if Matt's available too. He's got all his coaching stuff. There will be a show next week at some point.
Or we may be doing Saturday night shows because of Matt's coaching.
Could be Saturday. We'll see.
It could be. But we'll see. There'll be a show. Check out Buckets_Canes. We'll announce it. Shout out to our guy Max for coming on and shooting the shit with us for almost 2 hours.
Of course.
Catch Max on Maxed Out on the Miami Flo Network Tuesday nights, 9:30 with Mac. And go Mavs, go Cats. Cue the Sox outro. Don't cry. Keep it chill. Wear good socks.